Good morning. As our ushers come forward, we open the service by lighting the Christ candle, which symbolizes the divinity within each one of us. And please join us then in our call to worship as we sing Surely the Presence. Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you notice that sunflower out there? It's like Jack and the Beanstalk. We're going to climb that here pretty soon. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Springfield. We are honored and delighted that you have chosen to spend the morning with us. And we'd like to offer a very special welcome to anyone who might be here for the first time. And if you are, and you'd like a welcome packet, raise your hand and our ushers would be happy to bring you one. Unity is a positive, practical, open-minded approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus and the power of affirmative prayer. We believe that all people are created with sacred worth, and we are free of discrimination on the basis of race, gender, age, creed, religion, ethnicity, ability, and sexual orientation. We honor all paths to God. As we begin today's service, please affirm with me Unity Spiritual Center of Springfield's core values. We are loving, accepting, spirit-filled, and joyous. And our vision statement, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission, Unity Spiritual Center is a loving environment that nurtures spiritual growth while serving one another and the world. For those of you who have prayer requests, I invite you to fill those out now. For now, please hold those prayer requests in your heart as we join together in prayer. And as we ring the prayer bowl, allowing its vibrations to weave us together and ground us in the power and the presence of Spirit. Let us breathe into this present moment. As we center ourselves and silently affirm together, I relax and cast aside all mental burdens, allowing God to express through me His perfect love, peace, and wisdom. I relax and cast aside all mental burdens, allowing God to express through me His perfect love, peace, and wisdom. Heavenly Father, Mother God, we are so grateful for this day. May we be transformed to experience more grace, more ease, more loving kindness, more joy. We offer these prayer requests into your loving care, assured and confident. Thank you, God. Peace, peace. Amen.
Amen.
And now for our daily word. Today's word is wonder. I view my life through eyes of wonder. I feel inspired watching a young child discovering new things, eyes wide with awe and wonder. Even the smallest experiences feeling the tickle of a butterfly on the skin, or blowing the seeds of a dandelion are a marvel and a joy. I think of this when disappointing life experiences chip away at my sense of awe and appreciation. Today, I let go of delusionment and open my heart and my eyes to once again live in wonder. As I view life anew, I renew my belief in the goodness of life and of all people. I open myself to the unexpected treasures happening all around me each day. Wonder is a precious gift, one I use to appreciate the marvels unfolding before me. And from Acts 3, verse 10, they were filled with wonder and amazement of what had happened to them. And now for special music, Tim.
As you all know, there are those days that are just wonderful, and there are days for me, like today is for me. Nothing is falling into place. Let's hope this does, because it tells a really good, powerful story. Getting tired, can't go on. There's no future, all your hope is gone. Holding on by a single thread, release your grip. Instead, let go, let God live in sweet surrender to the Father's will. Rest, be still, let go, let God. You'll find every storm He'll keep you safe and warm. Try it just for once, and you will see. You'll sail right through your storms so easily. Feeling scared, filled with doubt, turn to Jesus. He will help you out. Place your cares in His loving hands. Your plane will safely land. Just let go, let God live in sweet surrender to the Father's will. Rest, be still, let go, let God. He'll pilot every storm, He'll keep you safe and warm. Persevere and have no fear, let go, let God. Try Him just for once, and you will see. You'll sail right through those storms so easily. Trust, have faith, though you can't see. Turn to Jesus and He'll help you be. Ask in faith, it will be done. The peace I give to you can come from only one. Let go, let God living sweet surrender to the Father's will. Rest, be still, let go, let God. He'll pilot every storm, he'll keep you safe and warm. Persevere and have no fear. Let go, let God. Try it just for once, and you will see. You'll sail right through your storms so easily. You'll sail right through your storms so easily. Just let go.
Thank you, Tim. Let go, let God. Have trust, have faith. So, Reverend Jen Dickey is back, and we're so excited that she's back. She's become a regular, and we're hoping she's going to become even more regular. I heard rumors of it. Let me share a little bit about Reverend Jen. Reverend Jen has a passion for awakening and action, no matter what life's curriculum brings. She presents spiritual exploration and biblical teaching with authenticity, hope, humor, and curiosity. And that's the truth. She's a contributing author to the Unity publication Worthy, which is a booklet offering spiritual support from 14 writers who overcame years of rejection to see themselves as dynamic expressions of God. And I shared with you all at one point, I think one of the first times Reverend Jen came down, that I've actually read that book, and it's a beautiful book, and I highly recommend it. It's not a real long book, but it's a beautiful book, and Reverend Jen promised us that she'd get some down here, and she did. I saw them out there a while back. Reverend Jen was ordained last June through the Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute and currently serves as the digital media specialist at Unity Worldwide Ministries. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you. Yeah. It's always good to be back. Makes me so happy to even just drive down here. A few people ask me, how was the drive? And I'm just like, I love it. It's 2.5 hours, and it's just 2.5 hours to enjoy the scenery and all. And of course, I came from Houston, so there's not a whole lot of scenery necessarily down there. So today, I want to talk about clear is kind. So I had a situation not long ago that was an uncomfortable situation, kind of that I had been holding on to myself. There was something that happened, and I wasn't okay with what was going on, but what I ended up dismissing it. And I just happened to tell a friend of mine that this situation's happening, and I kind of laughed it off and joked, and she stopped and looked at me and said, you do know that's not okay, what they said and what they did, right? And I said, no, it's fine. I've heard worse, or whatever. And she said, no, I want you to hear that this isn't okay. And so this was an opportunity then for me to be able to use my voice. Something that I have very much struggled with most of my life is being able to stand up for myself and be clear in what it is that I want to say. And so I had this opportunity with this friend. She came with me, and we were able to navigate the situation. And it was interesting because as I started talking about it, I could tell, my voice was shaking. I could tell that. And my throat was feeling really scratchy, and I thought, well, this is interesting. And so I started talking. I started talking about how this impacted me. I started talking about what I was feeling as a result of this. And I found that this ended up being only like a 30-minute conversation. But throughout it, I started to lose my voice. And it just got scratchier, and it was clearing my throat, and the whole night. And by the end of me saying what it was that I ultimately wanted to say, I had completely lost my voice. really hoarse and just couldn't make anything make anything otherwise of that. And so what I know though is that our throat chakra is our power center. It's our voice. It's metaphysically, it's what controls all of the vibrational energies. It opens the door between the formless and the formed world. And it's also the most direct avenue of expression of a consciousness. And so it actually ended up taking me 2 weeks. I wasn't sick, but I had just lost my, it took me 2 weeks to get my voice back in that. And so I thought, well, that's interesting. And of course, anytime we say something's interesting, we're actually just talking about this a moment ago. That's interesting. When you are not really sure what else to say. But what I know is that this came up to teach me something. Now, what? I didn't exactly know at the time. But I do know that what I was being called to do was to pay attention to these empowering moments. So every choice that we make is an act of power. So what I invite everyone to do today is just to come with me on this journey and to tap into the courage to think and act in new ways and see our life transformed. Because if we are going to change, we need to be willing to do something new or something different. Not they need to be willing to do something different. We need to be willing. And our thoughts become things. Yikes. I don't know about you, but I have some concerns if all of my thoughts come into manifestation. And yet, we have choice, the power of choice, free will to be able to do what we can and what we want with our thoughts and with our actions. So we're invited to an opportunity to take a conscious and active part in self-advocacy and also advocacy for others. So be prepared for a learning curve or a return to infancy. Reverend Alyssa Sabagal was here a couple weeks ago. I was so bummed because I was actually going to be coming with her on that trip, and I was looking forward to being here, but I wasn't feeling well and wasn't able to come down. But her granddaughter, Viviana, is just turned 9 months old a couple weeks ago. And I get to be the bonus aunt. So I'm just thrilled with that. Absolutely love her to pieces. And I just think of her at 9, I don't know if I said 9 years. If I did, I meant months. But I don't know if I said that or not. I was like, man, she grows so fast. It's really, kids are built different these days. I don't know. But I just see this little expansive being, this little light that comes on in her, and the wonder being the word for today, just having that childlike curiosity. And it's really fascinating to see life through her eyes. And I'll do that for, I hope, many, many years. So we're these expansive beings. There's also the creative process in unity that we call mind-idea expression. And what that means is that the thoughts we have in mind, we end up having that thought. That thought becomes an idea, and that idea then is expressed throughout the world in whatever form. So God, or if God is not comfortable for you, the universe, if the universe is not comfortable for you, spirit, whatever word you choose to call God. But the universe thought that the world was in need of a you. Of a you, of a you, of a you, and of a me. All of us. We are all here by divine appointment. And we were created and brought into expression. And from that expression, we are this external, fabulous manifestation. And we are not here, I've said this before in my talks here, but we are not here to play small. We're not here to hide. We're here to be. We are alive beings. John Shedd once said that a ship is safe in a harbor But that's not what ships are built for. That's not what we're built for. So we are free to experience a change for the better, a new life, a new beginning. People always say, new year, new me. That always happens every January. But we have that ability to choose that every single day. And I love that. So that's what keeps us in that flow, to consciously release anything that may be blocking our good. And sometimes that is a lack of clarity. There's Reverend Edwene Gaines. Some of you may be familiar with her. She's been in the Unity movement for a long time, and she is a stitch. The first time I met her, I thought, I don't know who she is, but I want to be just like her. She's amazing. And the one phrase that really stood out in our time together is she told me, she said, what happens in vagueness stays in vagueness. I'm like, ooh. Yeah, tell me more. What happens in vagueness stays in vagueness. And that has continued to stick with me. So we are consciously, like I said, releasing that which blocks our good, blocks our flow, because every choice, again, that we make is an act of power. And clarity also expresses itself in the present moment. I don't know about you, but I'm a circular talker, and it's not just because I'm a woman. I think a lot of people do this, but I'm a circular talker. Someone will say, well, what's going on, or what's getting at you? And I'm like, well, there's this, and then we got the heat, then we got that, then I got all this stuff going on, and then by the time I get around, and all of a sudden we're talking about finances and relationships, and it just goes on and on and on until I'm able to land at that point. I'm feeling lonely today, and I just want a hug. But I had to go through all of this to get to that point. So it is natural for humans to fill in the blanks of a story. And if we don't know some of the answers, we are going to make stuff up. Some of that stuff is helpful, and some of that stuff is harmful. But again, we have the power of dominion, of thought. And so when we don't know, fear and worry and anxiety come to play, and clarity is out the window, because that's all we can be fixated on sometimes. But I want everyone here to know that you are worthy of good things. You are worthy of a beautiful life. You are worthy that your yes is yes and your no is no. We are created valuable in the eyes of the divine. It's our birthright. It's who and whose we are. And also when it comes to clarity, no is a complete sentence. If that sounds too harsh, no thank you is also a complete sentence. Clear is kind. And this is one of those that I am still working on finding my voice with, even in a current situation I'm in now where I am gearing up to tell somebody no, and I am not looking forward to it. And yet, I'm making it more than it is. It's just no. Or no thank you. So it's important to remember that God's presence in our life is what equips us, because there is only one power, one presence, all God, all good. And that is the love that is in us. That is the love that is us. So we're empowered in various ways to be clear and to gain clarity. And that can be found in scripture, in denials and affirmations, in music. Tim, you did a beautiful job. I love music. And I know you were hard on yourself, and let it go. You're wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I can also find experiences in nature, not right now. Not going outside right now in those temps, but just in nature to experience that clarity, that peace. And how many of us have spent time in the silence or attempting to get there? Or maybe we just shut off our phones for a little bit. I can't tell you how freeing that is when I go hit the lake on Friday mornings with my fishing gear and my kayak, and my phone isn't out, and I am just away from everything, and I'm communing with the divine, and I absolutely love that. And that's the point in which I hear. So we all get our messages in different forms and different ways. I was wondering what that was. It's the microphone kind of sneaking back out there. Disregard. It's not a bra strap, but it's still just as annoying. So I'll put it that way. Oh, life. Luke 10, verse 19 says, "See, I have given you authority to tread on snakes and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing will hurt you." You may be thinking, why are you bringing snakes and scorpions into this? So were you distracted by those words? Snakes, scorpions, the enemy. Well, those are things that can take us out of what is true. Because if we narrow that verse down, it says, "See, I have given you authority and nothing will hurt you." And so that's what those other things are. They are the distractions that take us out of truth. But we can come back in, and that's why I just love that capital T truth, because it doesn't matter who we are, it doesn't matter what we do, it doesn't matter what we've been through. It is a constant. And we always have that ability to turn to what is true. Every choice we make is an act of power. And lastly, we can change every thought of fear into one of faith. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore had this to say. He says, "Deny that lack has any place or reality in your thoughts or your affairs, and affirm plenty as the only appearance. Praise what you have, be it ever so little. And insist that it is consistently growing larger. Praise what you have, be it ever so little, and insist that it is constantly growing larger." What I've found for me is that I can often be looking for the big things. And I think too that comes into society where we are in an instant gratification mentality. And if something requires, bad word, work, if something requires, another bad word, practice, there can be some resistance to that. But we can miss the beauty of that message. So I'd just invite everyone to not be so focused on that golden nugget that you miss all the flakes. You miss the beauty, you miss the value in those smaller things. So it can also be applied to much larger situations, and sometimes we haven't invited those into our lives. And I had a situation not too long ago where I was hard on myself. And I said, I don't understand what was in my consciousness that I invited that experience. Ooh. Yeah. That may be a clear thought, but that's not a kind thought. And so I've really had to look at that. I don't know if you know, this may be complete shock to everybody, but when you become a minister, your work is just starting. I know Reverend Eleanor knows as well that it's just ongoing. And it's beautiful, and I love that because there's this constant need and this constant call to do the inner work. And sometimes it is just exhausting. But we do experience it. We are both human and divine. And so what I want to say is that we can take an active part in making change for the better through spiritual practice, Because when we have a clear mind, we have an open heart. And then when we have an open heart, we have peace. And then when we have peace, we can look into the things that are both seen and unseen. We learn to trust God, trust Source with our all of our needs, our situations, our feelings, whatever it is that we're walking through in life. We can feel sometimes like we're driving through fog. And there's also those moments that we hold on to in life where there is illumination. And sometimes it's just that really small light at the end of the tunnel, and otherwise it is blinding. But it's there. It is there to be revealed. And fear is another one of those things that can keep us stuck. I love the acronym for fear: false evidence appearing real. That we can be, those are the snakes and scorpions again, they're just coming back around. But 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God gave us not a spirit of fear, but of power and love and self-discipline." There's also the version that says power, love, and sound mind. And I thought, God, I don't know how sound my mind is, so I like this version. Power, love, and self-discipline. So stand firm in what you know is true. Stand firm in what is yours. American writer Pleasant Rowland, who is actually not related to May Rowland. May Rowland was around at the time Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, our co-founders, were. And I was actually looking for a quote from May, and I found Pleasant, and I thought, oh, okay, let's see what she has to say. But she says, "You can spend your life looking over your shoulder, or you can look ahead. I choose to look ahead." I love that. Join me in saying that. I choose to look ahead.
I choose to look ahead.
I choose to claim my power.
I choose to claim my power.
I choose to say yes or no.
I choose to say yes or no. Thank you.
Very love that. Beat me to it. I love that. So that is an example of an affirmation, and that's one of our greatest teachings in Unity, is that we have that power. And doesn't that feel great to be able to stand in that and claim that and know that it's true? That's ours to have. That is our expression. And there is no fog in that. There is no confusion in an I am statement. So I'd invite you to, when you're saying I am statements, there's power regardless if it's I am tired, or I am strong, or I am sick, or I am healing. Whatever that may be, the power of the I am, which is God. So know that. And be okay with wanting the highest and best for your life. I actually used to think that was selfish. I thought, man, you can be really selfish. It's all about us and the work that we're doing and this and this and this. It's like, okay, there is truth to that it is ours. And that's one of the things in our teaching is we get to look at our stuff, y'all. We do, and sometimes that's great, and sometimes you're sweeping it under the rug going, I hope nobody finds this. It's still there, when there is time. There's this messy side of spirituality, and it's just a part of the process. It's not going to be all rainbows and pink frosting and all that good stuff that we may think or may want it to be. Life is real, life is life, and we have that power. So I close by inviting you to consider maybe a situation that you're experiencing right now, or something that you're coming into, or somewhere where you maybe need more clarity, or you need that strength, whatever that may be. Ask yourself how you can pivot, how you can claim your authority to help you navigate whatever that situation may be. It's work. It's practice, and it's worth it. Grateful to be here. Go forth and be the love and the light that you all are. Namaste.
Let's sing together our meditation song, Our Thoughts, Our Prayers. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers, listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
I invite you in this time of meditation to gently close your eyes, whether you're here in this room, whether you're watching online at a later time, and just sink into the power and the presence of God that permeates everything, that is that chair that you sit on, that is that ground in which you place your feet. It's solid, it's stable, it's consistent, as is spirit, as is the truth of who we are. And so we quiet our minds and we slow our thoughts from all that is waiting for us after the service to be in this moment right here and right now, feeling supported, recognizing that breath that is flowing through us, that love that is beating our heart. It's a gift. Our time on this earth is a gift. And sometimes we can forget that, or we get lost in our circumstances. So we take these few precious moments that we can turn to at any point in time, and we allow ourselves to receive love, receive hope, receive whatever message it is that we need. So I invite you to take a slower, deeper breath. Allow yourself to sink deeper into the spaciousness of creation. And as we take these next few breaths here, we allow ourselves to hear whatever it is that is ours to hear as we move into this beautiful space called the silence. And if your thoughts happen to navigate away, that's okay. Be kind to yourself. Return to that breath. You are love. You are loved. You're empowered. You're unlimited. And anything that tells you otherwise, we have the ability to let go. So surround yourself and wade in that water of truth, of assurance, of the practices and the help that you can get. Sometimes that's community. So as we begin to reawaken ourselves, to reconnect with this world, I invite you maybe to either shift your weight, if you're standing, if you're seated, just feel. Maybe rub your hands together or roll your shoulders, or have that feeling of recognizing, I am alive, I am here, and I am grateful. I am alive, I am here, and I'm grateful. I invite you, when you're ready, to open your eyes, to feel the love and the light and the power and the presence that is God, that is you. In the name and nature of the indwelling Christ presence, we let it be, and so it is. Amen.
Hello, I hope you've enjoyed today's service. I hope that it has touched your heart, that it has impacted you in a positive way and helped you on your spiritual journey. I want to let you know that this center is fully supported by the generous donations of people that resonate with our message. So I hope you will consider giving by going online and giving a gift and helping us to continue this message. Thank you and God bless.
Okay, announcements. Fellowship, four-year fellowship treats. We started in July. We're going to do that once a month, the second Sunday of each month, and we have a sign-up sheet out in the foyer. Explorers Group meets Sundays at 9:30, led by our Domingo, and we invite you to join in that wonderful group, discussion group. And I think right now you're exploring Reverend Allener's book, right?
Absolutely. Amen. Yes.
And we're still going to have a walking meditation, but it's just been too hot. So when the weather cools down a bit, we'll let you know. And along that line, too, that's okay. I was thinking, too, we've got some other things coming up that we don't really have in our announcements. But one of the things, that we're doing in this chapter in our center is to just to try new things, to experiment. And one of those was the walking meditation. We're also going to revisit something that we used to do, and that's pet blessings. We've got that coming up.
Oh, that's cool.
We're going to have one of those when the weather cools down. And we're also going to have a class on mindfulness. So just preview of things to come. Yoga classes are going to be starting up again in September at 5:30. It's the first Thursday of the month. And the next class is coming up, 7th of September, and it's a $5 fee. And we also are attempting to form a gardening committee to assist with planning, and maintaining a few of the garden areas around the church building. And that's led by our Karen McDonald, our master gardener. The grounds look beautiful, even with all this heat.
I've had some good help.
Yeah, you've got good help, don't you? And the Council of Churches has expressed a great need for all sizes of diapers in Greene County and the surrounding counties. If you'd like to help address this need, feel free to drop off various sizes of disposable diapers to the church office. Thank you. And there's a Faith Initiative and Interfaith Alliance Parade float that's coming up, and the theme, working together to better our community. We'll have a road construction theme with street signs and construction signs to change to say, yield to inclusion, stop hate. Isn't that awesome? Lightweight mesh orange vest will be available for all riders to wear to look like construction workers, and we want to show our city that we are working together, that partnerships are essential to building a better community. And an email was sent out to everybody with all the details and the appropriate links so you can sign up if you're interested. Yeah, Randall.
They said that they were going to put a sail thing over the float so that the sunlight isn't directly on. Yeah, there'll be sunshade.
Oh, nice, yeah.
It won't be real bad.
Yeah, what a beautiful thing, huh? Well, it's so needed right now in this world. And thank you, Karen, for keeping us informed about those opportunities, too. Next Sunday's service, July the... No, that's not right. But anyway, whenever that might be. I think that's... Yeah, John Two Hawks is back. I always look forward to hearing John. And thank you, too. Sanctuary flowers donated by Sherry and Randall in honor of their beautiful grandson, Frankie. And he is a gorgeous kid, that kid. Where'd Sherry go? Did she leave?
She went to go see the Barbie movie with Laura.
Okay, there you go. Barbie Oppenheimer, right?
Priorities.
But Randall, grandfather's here. And great aunt is here, right? Yeah. Okay, thank you to our ushers, Lori and Susan, and our AV tech, Kelsey and Austin, and our music director, Tim, and I'm the platform assistant. I'm trying to do that today. And thank you once again to our wonderful speaker, Jen Dickey. And we'll look forward to you coming back. Yeah, good. Okay, let us join together for the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous love. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now let's join together in our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.